What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. Today we're looking at the Cycle Frontier, and this is a game that I truly want to love, but currently I'm settling for just liking it. And it's probably out of sheer frustration and the dire want to be better at this game and do well. Now, first of all, I should let you know I am playing the closed beta. This is actually round 2 of the closed beta. I never played the first round of this game, so I'm fresh and new to the Cycle Frontier. But let's look at what the game is all about. So this is going to be a free-to-play, high-stakes PvP, PvE first-person shooter, driven by suspense and danger. You're a prospector who goes down to an abandoned alien world. It's not really abandoned because there are aliens still there, and there are other prospectors there as well. So you will be faced with a deadly storm, monsters, and the frequent other prospectors that are raiding this planet. So let's jump into the game loop, essentially what you're going to be doing. You're going to drop down onto the planet and look for different resources. Now, there can be resources that you loot. There are also resources that you mine. So, things all around the planet to find and pick up. Once you have that loot, the objective is to then extract it back to the main base. Now, the main base has this great bar that I think all the prospectors are probably hanging around and having drinks together while they're on the space station. Then they go down onto the planet and try to kill each other for these very valuable resources that they then sell on the space station where you're all drinking together. Now, right up front, this game is not easy. It's not something that you're just going to roll into and be absolutely amazing at. Sure, if you're used to first-person shooters and you're used to the gameplay style of, I guess I would say it's mostly like a battle royale, because just about everybody on the planet is against one another. That may give you the upper hand in jumping into the Cycle Frontier, but everything is difficult, so it takes a lot of rounds to kill the monsters that are on the world. It takes a lot of rounds to kill other players. Unless you're Whack4863, then like 2 shots will kill me, so if you see me in game, you've got an easy target. At least that's the way I feel while I'm playing this game, that's for sure. Now, the draw to this game is obviously getting the most loot, getting back, selling that loot, upgrading your gear, and going in with better gear so that you can survive longer, or just in order to be able to get your loot out with you. I do believe that this game probably has a steep curve. I think the early game, it's definitely going to be very difficult. I think later on in game, it will likely be a lot easier as you gain the money or the resources to upgrade and buy better weapons and gear, or craft better weapons and gear. But since I've only been playing it for a couple of days, and I'm really not that great at the game, at least in my opinion, I haven't gotten that far. Now remember, this is a free-to-play game, so it's got some of those free-to-play mechanics in it that we've come to expect with those style of games. One of those things is a generator, so it's going to generate in-game currency on a time basis, and there's 2 different types of in-game currency that it's generating. It's also going to generate care packages, which currently are free to open. Additionally, when you log in, it gives you different rewards for playing a certain number of days. All of these things are things that we've come to expect with a free-to-play game. There are 2 maps to play on. That's going to be Bright Sands and Crescent Falls. Bright Sands is normal difficulty, where Crescent Falls is hard difficulty. I have only played on Bright Sands. I haven't even tried Crescent Falls because I'm still struggling on Bright Sands. One of the things I really like about this game is how quickly I'm actually able to get into a match. So you click the button and almost instantaneously you're in the loading screen to load onto the map. And the loading screen is rather nice. It actually shows you falling down in a pod onto the planet. Those loading screens have been on average about 20 seconds for me to go from I want to play to being able to play on the planet. Now, one of the things that I wanted to know about this game was whether they had solo servers and team servers, whether those were separated. And from the information that I got via their Discord, it does not seem that that is the case. Everybody is dropped onto the planet, whether you're in a squad or whether you're solo. So that can be very difficult, especially starting off if you're running into multiple people working in cooperation. And honestly, at least at this point in the gameplay, early game, I feel like that is a big deterrent for me to want to go back into another world. Again, I'm dying to monsters, I'm dying to other solos. I couldn't even imagine trying to take out another squad. So if that's the case and solo queues and squads are all loading onto the server, I think the one piece of advice that I would send back to the developers would be to separate that. They need to have solo servers and then they need to have squad servers. That way you don't have players that are in my kind of situation or players that are new to the game joining in and just meeting up with squads of players ready to take their loot. And I found myself playing this game multiple different ways. So super slow, super careful, very attentive to everything that I'm hearing around me. And then I found myself playing this game in a way where it's like fast and loose. Everything is very quick, very loud, and neither one of those styles has really paid off for me yet. I honestly feel like maybe I'm just getting old and I'm not as good at first-person shooters as I used to be, but I'm determined, like I said, to do really well at this game, so it is bringing me back because there's a lot of mechanics that are a lot of fun. I really like these style PvP games where you're not losing a ton of time if you do end up losing a gun battle to another player. I may be being too hard on myself because I feel like the intent of this game is to not make it out. I feel like that's the goal. They do not want you to make it out of this game. They want you to always be trying to go back in and carry those resources out. But I can tell you, out of all the games that I've played, this game definitely gives me the most whack moments because I think I've died to every possible thing imaginable. As you'll see here and now, I end up dying to my own evac ship coming to pick me up. So be very careful when you are playing this game. Everything can kill you. Now, I know I talked a lot about my deaths in this game, but that doesn't deter me from wanting to play the game. Even right now, while I'm making this video, all I want to do is get back in and get another run in on this game. It's got a great loop of achievement. So every 10 to 15 minutes of gameplay, you're getting out with loot or you're dying and going back in for more loot. One way or another, it's got that hook that brings you back into the game, and that's a good thing. Now, the map is quite stunning. It's beautiful to look at. It's well put together. I haven't found anything that deters me from certain areas, not wanting to go to those areas because they're buggy or finding glitches in the map, anything like that. I've had a lot of fun running around and just looking at different things in this world. There are also puzzles that you can solve to get into different rooms or find different loot. So do pay attention to things if you decide to pick this game up and play it. There is a lot of content added to this game and added to these maps. Bottom line is I'm going to continue to play it through the beta and likely after the beta as well. I really want to get better at this game and get to the point where I can say I love it more than just like it. You guys let me know in the comment section below, have you heard of the Cycle Frontier? Are you playing it and what do you think of it? I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button that says join on this page. Click that for details. There's 2 videos on the screen. Click one of those to watch next and I'll meet you over there.